grand plans to post on Instagram like every day, and then you post once and then you feel a wicked vulnerability hangover, so then you just don't ever post for like 6 months? If that resonates, then this video is for you. Hi, hello, my name is Kayla. I am a holistic personal brand and energy coach, and I'm here to support you to show up and shine bright and feel confident in your content. And today we are talking about brand boundaries. What the crap are brand boundaries? And let me tell you, good question. So brand boundaries are the boundaries that you have within your brand. So like, how are you showing up? What kind of content are you creating? How frequently are you showing up? Brand boundaries are what facilitate a sustainable brand. What that means is a brand that you can continually show up in time and time again, rather than having a brand that burns you out. And as a holistic personal brand coach, this is the holistic part. I care about you as a human who is showing up in your personal brand, and that's why I want to make sure that you feel grounded, centered, and aligned with your brand and the content that you are putting out there when you show up on social. Because if you feel like a naked crab every time you show up on social, then guess what? You're not going to show up on social a lot, which means you're not going to be talking about your offers, which means you're not going to be getting in front of the audience that you want to get in front of, which means you are limiting your pool of potential clients. So we want to get you out of naked crab syndrome. Okay, future Kayla's coming in here with a little definition of what naked crab syndrome is. It's like if you were a crab and you molted your shell and you're like, oh my gosh, even the sunlight is too bright. It's akin to a vulnerability hangover where you just do not want to be seen and you literally want to crawl under a rock. So how do we make sure that you are able to show up in your full confident crab self? Boundaries, my friend. And as you know from our What is Personal Branding and Why You Need It as a Coach video, you know that something a really strong brand has is consistency. And I'm not talking about that every day. You got to be posting and showing up all day, every day. Consistency BS. I'm talking about a consistency that feels good for you. So consistency, if you look at those brand strategy elements, your business, your tone of voice, who you're speaking to, your perspective, your values, those are mostly going to be staying the same because your biz is going to be staying the same. The consistency we are talking about here, though, is the consistency of you showing up on social, online, in your brand. While it can feel really exciting and motivating to be like, I'm gonna show up every day, I'm gonna post every day, I'm gonna show up on my stories every day, you can sometimes be setting yourself up for failure, because if that is not within your capacity, then why would you set a goal that you are not capable of doing? Right? We want to make sure that our goals are attainable. Yes, stretchy, but not impossible. So what is your version of consistency? What feels good? What feels like you have capacity to maintain this consistency time and time again? That's not to say that you can't have slip-ups or miss a day. That's fine. We also need to give ourselves grace when that does happen. But what feels like a doable amount of showing up for you in this time in your life? What is something that you can commit to? And if it is once a week, great. If you feel comfortable with once a week, then maybe stretch yourself to 2 times a week, but don't go from posting maybe once a week to like, okay, I'm gonna show up 10 times a week, because that is just unrealistic. And again, setting ourselves up for failure, which like, we don't need that. So something I really encourage you to do here is test it out. See how it feels to stretch yourself. If you are posting once a week, try posting twice a week. And if you skip a day, then that's totally okay. Give yourself grace, forgive yourself. Do not go down a shame spiral on this. That's not the point. And if you do continue to kind of miss a day, get curious. What is coming up for you? Is it that you don't have capacity, you truly do not have time, which is a very genuine, real factor? Or are you doubting yourself? Are you even questioning the content that you are creating? Are you worried about being judged? Are you feeling overwhelmed, like you have no idea where to start? And if you are feeling overwhelmed, I encourage you to just think about, what are your preferences? What type of content do you want to create? Do you like making videos? Do you like creating graphics in Canva? Do you want to be more writing focused? Each of those elements can be harnessed in different mediums. So if you love writing and don't like making graphics, then maybe you want to focus more on your newsletter or writing on Medium. Or if you love making carousel graphics, then great, Instagram's the place for you. If you have no desire to be on front-facing camera, then maybe there's other ways of incorporating some video into your content that still feels good and sustainable. Future Kayla again here to remind you that if you don't want to be on Reels lip syncing and dancing, then you do not have to do that. I love being on camera. I love talking to the camera. I've taken multiple improv classes. That's also why I created a YouTube channel. So So if that is not your lived experience and showing up on camera is really challenging and you absolutely hate it, don't do it. If that feels like maybe a space for growth and a challenge for yourself, then maybe start by practicing just recording yourself on video but not posting it. And then you can slowly build up the muscle and the resilience to then actually post the videos you create. Don't burn yourself out. Remember, we are after sustainable branding that you can continue to show up in time and time again, not branding that's gonna burn you out. So feel into what content types feel fun for you. What do you actually enjoy making, and how can you make a content creation process that actually feels really nourishing and enjoyable rather than like just another to-do on your list. And if you're like, I just don't know what to say, I have nothing to say, blah, 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 all of that business, I challenge you. You are a coach and a creative for a reason. What is that reason? Why are you a coach? Why are you creative? Why are you helping people? Why do you want to put your art into the world? That's a post. What is something that someone has recently asked you about your life that you can relate to what you do? Like, oh my gosh, you just seem like so happy all the time. Yeah, you know why? Because I actually have a cultivating joy practice in my daily routine. That's a post. What is a word or a phrase that has recently really supported you? That is also something you can share. I'm willing to bet that you have way more ideas than you're giving yourself credit for, so I encourage you to just begin a notes app and keeping a running tally of ideas that come through. The ideas of like, oh, I guess maybe I could post that, or like, oh, you know what? I really like that quote someone said the other day. That is a post idea. And then you have a bank of ideas that you can pull from whenever you're creating content. And if feeling confident in your content is what is holding you back, then I encourage you to tune in next week where we will be moving through an energy coaching exercise to help you to feel confident in your content time and time again. And if technical know-how is holding you back, then please download my Canva 101 freebie down below that will take you from confused to Canva confident in under 20 minutes. I am so grateful that you are here. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.